hundreds of videos that I have thrown away because I get stuck in this perfection procrastination cycle, right? So you know, and this is not just in posting a video to YouTube or to social media. This is not just that, but I mean, in many areas of my life, I'll start to do something and then I'll look at what I'm doing and I'll say, oh wow, that's not good enough. Oh, I don't really like that. Oh, I'm not happy about that. So sometimes when we look at what we're discontent about, we find that we are actually causing and facilitating the actual problem ourselves. And so we want to make sure to get out of the way of these things so that we can keep moving ahead. So, for example, I just made a decision. I don't care what it looks like, because nobody likes the way they look on camera. Nobody likes the way they sound when they record their voice. Everybody has issues. I've directed, produced, and written many television and documentaries and music videos and sports television shows. I've interviewed so many celebrities in my life. I work with so many celebrities, and so I have a high target of what I think things should look like and be like. But the whole world has really changed, really, and what people are starving for is real connection with real human beings, who are really going through struggles in their lives, and not necessarily some polished video of somebody sounding good, looking good, with nice cuts. You know what I'm saying? So I just decided I'm just going to do it, right? And this is a lesson for all of us, because I don't know exactly what I'm doing. I don't know exactly where I'm going. I don't even know exactly who I'm talking to, but I know that this is just something that I'm called to do. I need to start doing this and connecting with people in this way to build this new chapter of my life. Okay? It's just an important part of what I must do. So I'm just doing it. And this is what you need to do also. There are things that you want to do. Maybe you're stuck in a dysfunctional relationship. This relationship really doesn't serve you, right? And so, you need to start taking actions to move out of it, right? First of all, you need to make a decision that this is not working and I need to do something about it. I need to take action. And, sometimes the action that you might take might be that you just really, really earnestly try to accept that you're in a relationship with another human being that doesn't serve you. It's only like being in a relationship with a half a person, right? It's not a fulfilling relationship. It doesn't serve both people, two people together, not helping each other and supporting each other towards a future, but actually one hurting the other, maybe pulling the other one down. Okay, this is a recipe for disaster. And it's really important that we look at these things and, start taking actions and doing something about it. I was in a dysfunctional relationship for 18 years, and it was brutal to get out of it. It was the toughest decision I had to make in my life. I mean, I knew it didn't work, and I knew that it was a problem, and I basically went back and forth between trying to live. And, I did do it. I attained it. I totally accepting the situation the way it was and just not expecting anything and just, taking care of myself, taking care of the kids and not worrying about it, right? But then at some point that would aggravate me, and I would then flip-flop back into trying to fix, control, and manage the situation, thinking that I could change them, I could make things better. And I actually had some great results in what I do because I have incredible resolve, okay? And when I make a decision like you, I can focus on something and work towards it and just keep going, blindly, banging my head against the wall if necessary, until I hope that I'm going to get through the other side. And so I would flounder back and forth between these two things, and then eventually, because in my spiritual journey of life and my spiritual studies and growing in personal development, I found that really we only all have three options in every situation. Either we totally accept it the way it is, we fix, manage, and try to control it to make it different, or we remove it from our lives. And for many years in my life, I tried to do the first two things all the time. But the third thing, which was to remove it from your life, was something that I didn't even want to deal with. I couldn't face that, right? And after 18 years, I realized that I actually was doing things backwards. My first option needs to be remove it from my life first, because my life is valuable. What I'm doing, where I'm going is important. And if I don't care about my future and my goals and what I'm trying to do in life to build myself up into whatever it is I want to do, to become whatever it is I want to become, if I don't give a shit about it, nobody else will either. So I changed my thinking, right? And went back to that the first option is the option I need to strongly start making decisions about from the beginning. I mean, the truth is, in many situations like relationships, people don't really change. And if you're in a relationship with somebody and there's real problems that you're having, I'm not talking about disagreements and argues, because everybody argues, everybody disagrees with things, and sometimes it's difficult for human beings to come to some kind of decision together, to work together towards some common goal. But I'm talking about that it's dysfunctional, that it's hurting you, that it's painful every day, that you're suffering, okay, that you don't deserve this. This is not a life that God intended for you, okay? You were born and given all the gifts that you need in your life. You need to just honor them, okay? Life is not supposed to be like that. And so, we have to honor these feelings. We have to look at these thoughts that we're having, and we need to make decisions on what we're going to do. I mean, for a long time, I also got stuck in the how, right? So I would say, back when I was starting my film and video production company, I went out there and I got caught up in a lot of how, and I got caught up in a lot of necessity that I needed to learn a lot of different things and excel in a lot of different areas. And that stopped me from moving ahead for a while. But once I made a decision that I wasn't no longer going to give a shit about how, and I wasn't going to care about the details of everything, I was just going to make a decision and start moving towards an action, get the feedback from that action, and then change the situation if it's not working to make it better. Or if it was working and it was doing good, at some point we might want to make it even better, right? So you go out there and you start selling a product or service and you get response back, and then you want to figure out, okay, so how can I get this up to $1 million a year? How can I get it up to $2 million a year? How can I get it to $10 million a year, right? So you start building on those principles and thinking about, how am I going to make more out of what I'm doing, right? How can I extend the value, right? How can I create more value in what I'm doing for me, for your company, to make more money on an individual sale? Then you look at, how do I extend the lifetime of that customer to make more money, right? Over more time, referrals and things like that, or maybe offering them things that that they're going to need, right? And then the third way, I can't think of right now for Christ's sake, but we want to extend the life of the customer. We want to increase the value of the sale, and we want to kill everybody. Okay. Skip that thought. This is what happens when you're unscripted. You get lost sometimes, but who cares? Papaya! Here we go. So, I'm moving along and going back here. So you want to honor your discontent. You want to look at it. Look at what's not working in your life. You want to look at your thoughts and ideas, because your actions that you create are based upon your thoughts and feelings, right? So if you're unhappy in a situation, if you feel you have no support, if you feel that nobody cares about you, if you feel that you could be making double what you're making, triple what you're making, but you maybe even see other people doing it, right? You see other people making 3 times what you're making in the same position, and you're like, what the hell? There's nothing different between him and me. We both have 2 arms, 2 legs, and 10 fingers and 10 toes. What's the problem here, right? What do I got to do, right? We start looking at these things, and so we need to honor all that, take an honest self-assessment, and just make a decision that we're going to do something about it. once we make that decision, then we need to take action. And from those actions, we start to create new thoughts, we start to create new feelings, and we start to create ultimately new results, right? Because all results happen from thinking, feeling, action, result. Thinking, feeling, action, result. Okay, papaya! Have a good day. Kill it!